Reggie, I know you mentioned last week that before every segment this week you wanted to do a Black History trivia question. So today's question will be, in what year was interracial marriage legalized in the United States? Was it 1964, 1952, 1973, or 1967? So you can leave your, if you don't Google it, you can leave your answer in the comments, and then you'll answer it at the end of this segment, correct?
And even if you Google it, it's okay, because you learned something.
Okay. Having said that, the big news last week was Irv Gotti passing away. I wanted to see if you could share any memories or stories you may have with him and get your thoughts on him passing at the age that he did.
Man, yeah, Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti is somebody I have always liked. I didn't meet him until, of course we had heard of his music because they were doing big things in the late 90s, right, and the early 2000s. I didn't even know the work that he had did with the Rough Riders and DMX. It was really when he got Ja Rule popping. But, so what happened is how I met Irv Gotti was he called up to the office one day. And this was when Suge first got out of prison. So that would have been like August of 2001, sometime of August of 2001. It was like the third or fourth day when Suge been out. So it would have been like early part of August, to be honest. And he called and was like, hey man, Jimmy Iovine told me we got to talk to you about getting this song cleared. It was the song Pain, y'all. And so he said, I want to know what I need to do to get the song cleared. So I don't know if people knew yet that Suge was home. But I said, hold on, 1 second. And so I told Suge, I said, hey Suge, got this nigga Irv Gotti on the phone, and they want to get the song with Ja Rule called Pain cleared. Suge's like, where they at? Where you at? What are you talking about? So I get on the phone and I say, Irv, where y'all at? He said, we down in Burbank. We at Enterprise Studio in Burbank. And I told Suge, hey, they at, Enterprise. He said, tell them we're on our way up there. We're on our way. We're coming up there tonight. And so Irv was like, cool. So we go up there. We go up there to the studio. And we go up there and they got a little entourage. And of course, we had our little entourage with us. And they went up there and they started talking. That's when we also met, because the dude McGriff was in there. And shout out to McGriff, y'all. I know I'm about to go away from this, but man, he put his son in check, didn't he? Oh, wow. Y'all take a listen to this.
Due to recent events, the elevation to a place of peace and rest for my brother and friend, Irv Gotti, and the buffoonish display of my son, Kyle Robinson, I am forced to make a public statement in defense of Irv and his family. I do not indulge in idle chit-chat. When I speak, I have something to say. Kyle Robinson does not speak for Irv or Irv's family, nor does he speak for me or my nephew, Gerald Prince Miller. I was disgusted when I heard about the things he said as far as representing Irv's family. I regret having to take these steps, exposing his lies and fraud. But as a man, you call out those who make inappropriate or false statements. No one gets a pass. I would not be who I am if I favored him simply because he's my son. He is my son, and I love him. But I will never condone or associate with his conduct and behavior on the internet. I let him know men don't argue and beef behind a mic on the internet. Real men move in silence. He had a choice, me or the net. He made his choice. And until he forsakes the clown show, which is the internet, I will never speak or associate with him, especially when he makes veiled threats talking about we. Who is we? Prince and myself do not promote threats of violence. We different. We are masters of self-defense. If you ain't talking about positivity or growth and goals, keep your mouth shut. That goes for everybody. Rest in peace, little bro. And mourn in peace, the entire Lorenzo family. If a person refuses to learn, leave that person alone.
Man, oh man. I understand what Little McGriff was trying to do when he thought he was kind of, riding for Irv and them against 50 and all of that, but woo, man, that's a daddy right there from jail. I know he's a little old school because the guys that's old school from the 90s and the mid 2000s don't understand social media. I get it. I understand it. But he put that boy in check. Hassan Campbell, you're out of line for what you put out. I saw what you put out. You're out of line for putting that out about that boy and his daddy. And so you better be careful, Hassan, because you step into some cold, cold water. But anyway, I'll get back to the subject of John, because this is about Irv Gotti. So I'm telling y'all, we go up there to the studio. Matter of fact, that's the night even Beyonce came up there. Remember seeing her walking up at the studio. And Suge and Irv, ever since that particular day, they've been cool. They've been real cool and connected. And they talked, they worked it out. Of course, Suge sampled and gave him the clearance for Pain with no problem, even though, I know y'all be like, that was an Interscope song. I don't know why, Jimmy put it on Suge to give permission to give it clear, but he did. And so,
Reggie, ever since this Diddy story broke and we've been covering it ongoing, it reminds me how important it is to have a good lawyer on your team. An injury could bring you millions and change your life forever, but you have to have the right team on your side. That's why I'm proud to present Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They have over 1,000 attorneys working in all 50 states, so when you're seriously injured, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan don't just settle for the lowball offers. They fight for every dollar you deserve if you become their client. They just recently achieved some significant verdicts for their clients. $12 million in Florida, which is 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, which was 40 times the highest insurance offer. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no upfront cost, and the fee is actually free unless you win. It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case, and you can do so from the comfort of your home. If you've ever been seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. It's easy to start your claim now. You can go to forthepeople.com/bomb or scan the QR code in the corner with your phone's camera.
they were cool from there. Y'all know all the stuff that he did with Crooked Eye and Ja Rule. We went out partying. We done party with them with Serena Williams. And when Ja Rule and Serena and Ray J, we done had some good times together with Irv. And I remember the last time I saw Irv we was at the Four Seasons Hotel, and Suge was there, and he told me to go talk to her. That was like in 2008, 2009. And so, probably about a little earlier than that, 2008, last time I saw him. But Irv was always a good dude, was always cool. You know, I hate the situation he did when he just fell in love with Ashanti and how he put that out there and how he did that. I like the little reality show he did with his family and his wife Deb and them. So respect to his kids. I know that's his ex-wife and stuff, but it appeared just like Deb's ex-wife. It appeared that Irv and Deb still had a great working relationship. As far as trying to raise their kids and stuff. So, man, Chris Gotti was always cool. Matter of fact, he was going to help me when I had a group with the relatives. Last time I saw Chris and talked to Chris was at Soundcastle Studios, and he was going to do some work for me on the relatives with Ashanti, but of course Suge Knight, the hater, got in the middle of that and got out of the way because he was hating on the relatives and my project, but it's all good. But anyway, they all man, nothing but love and respect for Irv Gotti, and man, rest in peace to Irv and what he did. For those of y'all who don't know a little bit of his track record, I'll just talk about it a little bit. Of course, he was helped with DMX. He did some work at Def Jam. I think he's real instrumental for getting Ja Rule, Ashanti, Lloyd. There's another young man that was over there with them. I forget his name. That was an up and coming rapper, and people like that. He also did some movie things with Tales from the Hood, and I'm sure there's a list of other things. I had remembered about a couple of years ago, he had got a deal with. It wasn't with Kevin Liles. It was with another gentleman that helped him. But I'm sure Kevin Liles was the one instrumental in helping him getting the deal where he had sold his masters and his recordings for $75 million, and then they gave him another $75 million to do some TV series or some movies and stuff like that. So Irv was going to be back. He was getting his opportunity back a few years ago, but then I think that health, man. If y'all don't learn anything from Irv and about the health and eating right, and y'all know I'm the last person to talk about stuff like that, but I can honestly say I don't have no diabetes or high blood pressure or anything yet. And my pastor always tell me, you might ain't got it yet, but you gonna get it. But, we gotta learn from him about when the doctors tell you that you got that issue and you better get right, you better do it. Because he was warned about his diabetes. He had been talking about it, but he was stupid like I talk stupid and always say, hey man, I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna live, I'm gonna do whatever and enjoy life. But man, 54 years old is too early to be passing away, especially from something that you can control by medication or just by doing the right thing. So let's take that. I'm one that like to take things that we do as learning lessons, and I think God put people in position so we can learn from them and their mistakes. And so maybe we can learn to, hey, when a doctor tell you need to do this, then if you want to live and you don't want your kids crying or your loved ones crying or people that love you crying and stuff like that, you don't be selfish enough to where they go and try to do the right thing. Try to do the right thing. So let's just take that as a learning example, but let's not end it on a sour note. Irv Gotti was a good dude, was always cool, and shout out to Irv Gotti. Rest in peace, brother. The answer to today's trivia question is D as in David, 1967. 1967.